going, everyone? Liam Catterson here, and we're on episode number 7 of season 3 for My Hero Academia, which is called What a Twist. What a twist. Last episode was really, really fun. Continuing how amazing and how epic this whole situation with the Vanguard squad of the League of Villains is proving to be. It's just been an epic start to season 3. It's been very, very intense. And not just the fact that we've just started out battling and all of that. It's more to do with how much punch that the Vanguard squad has actually delivered to the heroes, because there's been some brutality involved with, and there's been some really, really interesting and edge of your seat scenes. Such as the last episode, we had Bakugo and Tokoyami being taken, which is great stuff to see. And we've got this battle coming up now that Deku and Darby have met, as well as Toga and everyone. I'm really excited to see more of Toga, considering how creepy she was. She certainly did live up to my worries that she would be creepy. But it kind of balanced it out with Twice, because he is not creepy, but he is just hilarious. Like, I want more of him in life. So I'm hoping we do get to see a bit more of Twice in this episode, because honestly, after the last couple of days I've had, I could do with some Twice. No, I want this episode to be an entire episode full of Twice, actually. That'll be great. It's not going to happen, because we don't want to be left on that... we especially don't want to be left on that cliffhanger that we had in episode 6. And then miss an episode where, especially... I think it's every week for you guys. So imagine if that was to happen. We have this tense moment where it looks like we're going to have a battle, and then the next week we have an episode that's completely deviated away from that, and you have to wait 2 weeks to see how this battle turns out. So I think that's the case. I'm not too sure, but I assume it is if it's like any other show that's you watch live and that. So yeah. But yeah, I really, really enjoy. I definitely have enjoyed how the stakes have been risen higher for the students, because it certainly hasn't been okay, we'll just attack and we'll just brush it off and all of that. There has been some really, really monumentous dangerous situations for the students, especially Deku. I think that fight with Muscular has been one of the most dangerous fights that Deku has been in, especially with the blood running down him, especially with the fact that he had to put 2 quirks together, 2 smashes together, should I say, in order to overcome Muscular. And that is and that's with the fact that Kota managed to get the destruction on Muscular. So he was lucky there to channel that energy to overcome Muscular, because I think if Kota didn't get distract Muscular, then Deku might have been 6 feet under in both terms. Maybe, I'm not so sure, but I mean, the brute, because that's the thing though, like, I don't know if this show will ever see a character exactly die. We've seen, I guess, corpses of Kota's parents, but we haven't seen anyone actually die and all of that. We've had in my eyes, we've had those moments where we've come close, like Aizawa at the USJ, where I thought, oh shit, is this it? But now that I've gotten more into My Hero Academia, and I know what goes around, I guess, in this show, you kind of have that expectancy that, oh, I don't think this character is going to die, because I don't know if this show will dabble in that area. Then again, this show, this season so far has had apparently Bakugo and Tokoyami captured. This quest to capture them to a crazy Tamura. I'm just really, really concerned about what limits Tamura will go against Bakugo, against Tokoyami as well. Especially since we saw Dark Shadow really, really out of control. But it did prove to be advantageous for Deku and everyone. Well, apart from Moonfish, I think that's his name. The guy that's worse than going to your dentists and all of that. Yeah. It wasn't paving the. It wasn't doing wonders for Tooth Guy. That's all you can really say. But I like I said, I like the expression of killing two birds with one stone and how Dark Shadow is involved with that. But it basically was because the rest of the students managed to have a bit. Well, Todoroki and Bakugo was able to catch a bit of a break, considering that was a bit of an intense battle. But not just that, though, but Dark Shadow was then tamed, so there was not that worry of splitting Deku and Shoji, wasn't it? Yeah. There was not that worry because we managed to kill two birds with one stone, so yay. But yeah, the full reaction of this will be up on Patreon. I'm very nervous because we kind of have that expectancy that Season 3 will have a bit of a darker tone to My Hero Academia, especially with how Season 2 kind of how it laid the ground, laid the footsteps, I guess. I can't remember the saying, but it paved the way to how dark Season 3 would be getting, especially with All For One's involvement. So and now that Bakugo and Tokoyami have been targets of the League of Villains, it's adding insult to injury, so it's really, really concerning. But yeah, full reaction will be up on Patreon. I'm looking forward to checking out what this episode has on offer. This is What a Twist. Let's go.
Move!
Down. Oh, Jesus! Well, now they can fight. Jeez.
That's the guy who got creamed earlier!
You're too slow!
This is another clone, isn't it?
Control. Lost all faith in you. Imagine how they'll react when they find out you let a student get kidnapped.
You shut up!
Oh,
That's
damn.
not gonna happen! No,
Davi's absolutely getting inside his head.
Don't be naive. It only took a handful of us to separate you from the pros and start picking you off.
That's it!
Oh, boy. Jesus, Davi. Oh!
This guy's just trying to provoke you. He won't talk.
Jesus, Aizawa!
Is to send their strongest fighters here to keep our attention since we're the pros. That's how they're trying to disguise the fact that there are so few of them out there.
If there aren't many, then we should be
Which is a
fighting
really,
too.
really good
Yes,
strategy.
You need strength and numbers.
No. If they're not here for us, then they're after the students. We know about Bakugo.
Ah, yeah.
They might be targeting others as well.
It's best to
We're still
protect as
sorely
many as
lacking in
possible.
information. The only way we win this is by making sure you students are protected.
You're on Shigaraki's kill list.
No, they
Oh,
weren't!
oh no.
So hot!
So Todoroki's on the kill list. That's great. At least he's on a list. Nope. Nope.
I've been thinking since I saw you that you'd be so much cuter if you just bled a little more. I can help.
Yeah, blood's not my thing.
Aha! This is easy. Give me all you got. Hey man, cut me some slack. What the hell is with this guy?
He's amazing, that's what.
I can't believe you wrecked my exit. Unrehearsed amateurs.
You got
Holy
it,
shit.
Bakugo?
Of course.
Oh, is he fitting? Oh.
Todoroki! It's been 5 minutes since
He's
the
called
signal.
Kiriguru.
Let's go, Dom.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hizuku, but I'll see you later, okay?
No. No.
Hold on. We're not leaving without the kid.
Don't worry. They were so proud of themselves for rooting through my pockets that I thought I'd let them gloat. But allow me to explain a basic tenet of
Oh,
magic.
no,
If I'm
no,
flaunting something
no.
shiny, it's because there's something else I don't want you to see.
I had a feeling.
One last bow, and then the curtain falls.
Oh! Oh my god! the unlikeliest of heroes! Holy shit! Come on, guys! No, 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 no!
Well, isn't that a tragedy?
No!
No!
No, 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 no!
Take back. Deku.
Son of a bitch! No, he knows this about loss and all of that. Shit, this is... Wow, this is heartbreaking.
One of us was missing.
Shit.
One of the 6 pro heroes was in serious condition because of a blow to the head. One was missing,
Shit.
but it was apparent that she'd lost a lot of blood. Meanwhile, on the
What
villain's side,
the
three
hell?
were caught and arrested. The other attackers managed to disappear without a trace thanks to the warp villain.
Yeah, Moonfish, okay.
As I felt myself, I'll likely have to kill you. The
It's a
summer
this
training
game.
camp we'd all been looking forward to couldn't have been more of a disaster.
Well, Tamura could have been there. Things would have been even worse if Tamura was there, but...
We hear your silence.
Damn.
When can we expect an official statement from you?
Just seeing Deku go over the casualties and how severe it was is absolutely heartbreaking.
If he ends
True.
up joining the side of the villains, that will be the end of UA as a school.
Since we're on the topic of trust,
is
there's
de-
something
this
I
is
think has to
depressing.
be voiced now. At this point, we can't deny it anymore, can we? There's a traitor at this school. Only the teachers and the Pussycats knew where the training camp would be. Don't you think that's a little suspicious? I guess a kid could have used their phone to message a villain,
Stop this, Mike.
what's the problem?
I mean, he
We
might have a
to find
point.
who the
Oh,
leak is.
shit.
Could be you for all.
This is a good time to implement something I've wanted to put in place for a while. You see, I...
Excuse me, everyone. I have to take this.
We're in a meeting. At least set it to vibrate.
He's his
Exactly.
own ringtone.
Yes. Although Aizawa's reaction was better.
Soul of Peace can't even keep his students safe from harm.
All Might.
What hero can't?
It's not your fault, man.
And found that there's a sort of hidden bar there. My man thought this was unrelated to our kidnapping case and didn't investigate further.
This
But
could be
remember
good
the description
news.
of
Some
that
light
villain from
in the
attack?
tunnel.
He had a patchwork face. Given the profile of this crime, we'll move as soon as we get the green light. This is top secret. I'm only telling you because it's you.
True.
We plan to ask for cooperation.
It's
from
sloppy
the
there,
Pro
Leak.
Heroes for this rescue.
A wonderful friend. And I know just what I'll say when I find them. I am here
To
to
kick
make you
your
pay
ass.
for what you've done.
I think my interpretation was a bit better, but
It would appear that
go All Might. Ooh.
Some sort of problem with UA's current management. If I had a child who wanted to become a hero, there's no way I'd enroll them in a school that'll...
They're doing their work,
So
destroying
grateful
UA's
to the
rep.
media for all the free publicity lately. Right? Isn't it nice? Gosh,
Yeah.
Reporters are all over the school right now.
It's worse than last time.
I brought a present. I mean, it's from all of us. It's a melon.
I caused you
Nice.
trouble, Midoriya.
No, please.
No.
I did this
I
to
love how
myself.
everyone's come to
Did
Deku,
everyone
though.
from Class A come to visit?
No. Jiro and Hagakure are still out. They were knocked unconscious from that villain's poisonous gas. And
Holy
Yayorozu
crap.
took a pretty bad hit to the head. She's hospitalized here.
Momo.
I couldn't save someone who was right in front of me. And since I failed, he's gone.
All right, then let's go get him. I was here yesterday too, and so was
Shima,
Todoroki.
he's not letting this slide. He's best friends
Why are
with
you at the
Bakugo.
hospital?
I could ask you that.
Well, I couldn't just sit at home, so I figured I would come here.
This is the creation that will receive that signal. I
Yes,
hope it
she
helps your
did.
search.
Yes, she did.
Previously, Aizawa said you lacked the self-confidence and judgment needed to make quick decisions. Well,
But-
look how much you've grown.
Exactly.
You have our thanks,
what I-
Sayurozu.
That's what I pointed out.
Still in danger. It's frustrating.
Not the right time for us to get involved! Idiot!
Maybe, but all I know is that at camp, I couldn't do anything. I heard my friend was targeted,
this
and I
is-
just stood by, helpless. So if I stand by and do nothing now, how am I supposed to call myself a hero or a man?
Kirishima, calm down.
I know what you're saying is right. But still, come on, Midoriya. He's still within your reach. We can save Bakugo.
We need to. We need to. We need to save Bakugo. Oh my god, that's emotional as hell. Wow. I mean... Yeah, I have no words, but goddamn, Kirishima's fucking me up emotionally. I'm just lost for words about how emotional that episode was, especially to the latter part of this episode, because the first part we were concluding with the attack, and the second we were dealing with the aftermath, and I think they structured that really, really nicely. Usually after... Well, with My Hero Academia, we've had episodes where it's been fight, and then one episode would basically be the aftermath, especially after the USJ attack and the Stain incident. There'd usually be an episode, but I think the aftermath, I think an episode dedicated, I think with the abduction of Bakugo, with the successful abduction of Bakugo, and everything that went on with the injuries that everyone sustained and that, I think showing the aftermath in the same episode as this being a realization of loss for the students works so well, because I think emotionally, especially with Deku coming to the realization that he's defeated, as well as everyone else, it works. Emotionally, this works so well, and I absolutely... Ooh, especially Kirishima, I absolutely love the admiration he has for his friend, especially when he's how am I supposed to call myself a hero if I just stand here and do nothing? He wants to help Bakugo. And I loved how there was a bit of tension going around with the whole do I or do I not, because Ida was worried that what Manuel said to him back at Hozu City's hospital, those words would come back to kick him up the arse, considering the fact that he got lectured and he accepted his mistakes, and he doesn't want to repeat that again. We're crossing into that territory. But I think, I don't know, because I do respect the laws going around, especially at Hosu City, especially when the chief of police is very, very strict about the whole situation. But I think emotionally, especially with how attached I am to certain characters, I just want, everyone to step up and just absolutely rip Tamura apart. And it's funny, because I think Tamura's my second favourite character of the show, just with how his story has branched and his personality. I absolutely love his character, but I absolutely feel bloody emotional when it comes to the fact that Deku was beating himself up about the fact that he failed, and Kirishima's at a loss, and everyone's wanting to go and get Bakugo. It's super emotional. I felt a bunch of emotions, especially when Deku teared up about failing. And it's interesting, considering, going back to Nezu's comments about about the camp being a good, suitable place to really improve the students or teach them a lesson. In a sense, it did. But it taught them about loss, because this is, as far as I recall, this is the first real failure, like the first real feeling of failure for the students, for everyone. Like, it was grim in the for the reception of the students. It was grim for the reception of all the teachers and all of that, especially with the fact that All Might, I mean, he always does kick himself down if he feels like he's not in a situation that could have been handled with his involvement. But I feel like there is a more stronger presence to All Might's determination to get back at Tamura, to get back at the League, and especially with the resurgence of All for One. And now this has happened, the abduction of Bakugo. It's adding salt to the wound, and the emotion has been heavily amplified for All Might. For Deku, I mean, it's always going to be present. It's always going to be present because of the fact that he does have such high inspiration for Bakugo. He always looks up to him. Like, Bakugo might be a complete bastard to Deku 95% of the time, but Deku values him in such high regard. Well, so that was rude. The camera just dies on me. See, I had a feeling that see, I'm using my camera rather than my iPhone because my computer's a bit busted at the minute, so I'm watching My Hero on my PS4. Which means, like, I can't transfer the files on my phone to the computer, so I have to do it from my SD card. But yeah, I had a feeling that it was not looking too good because I thought the USB was a bit disconnected. But I didn't bother checking up on it because I didn't want to, like, mess around with the camera whilst My Hero was going on. So, yeah. But, yeah, as I was going to say before I was rudely interrupted, for Deku, we've already talked about how All Might has this stronger feeling of loss, considering All for One's resurgence, and now the League has really stung hard. So that's going to heavily amplify some vengeance. But with Deku, it's even stronger considering his drive on being a hero. He wants to be able to assure people that he can do the job. He can basically be the next All Might. Not just that though, but Bakugo he holds in such high regard. Even though that them two are at odds 95% of the time, there is some real emotion. I thought that was some I don't know, I had a feeling that Bakugo absolutely didn't want Deku to have his life being taken. Like, well, that's the thing. He doesn't want Deku dead. He just despises him. But I really loved as well that line, like, "Don't come, Deku." There was some genuine worry because he knows Deku would. He's been on the receiving end of Deku coming into to battle before, episode 2 with the sludge villain, for example, a classic example. But he knows, Bakugo, as well as Deku, knows how powerful the League of Villains are, and he doesn't want Deku's life to be on the line. So I thought that was a nice touch, and the concern was there. And that's the thing, though. Deku is obviously the lighter person of the whole Baku-Deku I've shipped it. Fuck. No, I'm not. But I could just see Breeze just smirking right now, for fuck's sake. Oh my god, why did I stumble into that territory? But no, in all seriousness, I've distracted myself. Damn it, Liam. Deku is obviously the lighter side of their relationship. Bakugo is more aggressive, and he and not just that though, but it's not just his kindness, it's the fact that he is inspired by Bakugo's character. and he's always willing to help him out no matter what, no matter how much them two have been at each other's throats throughout the years. And he's on a similar feeling with Kirishima. Considering Kirishima and him are like best bros, Deku, I feel like he's a bit more sensitive of his feelings, and not to say that's a bad thing, but he gets more emotional, as we've seen in this show, and that's going to the abduction of Bakugo is going to sting so much. So yeah, I really felt so bad for everyone, but specifically for Deku and Kirishima, considering they were, I guess, the closest to Bakugo. I just want to know what Bakugo's family is going to be like in terms, like, I want to know their reaction, because we know we had a bit of a peek of Bakugo's family after the sports festival when Bakugo won, and he was still pissed about the fact that he won, trying to kill off his germs and all of that. But we know I really loved how in this episode we also got to see, like I talk about the aftermath and how that was appropriate to fit in with this episode. I really loved the idea about the League feeling that they've won. They have begun their conquest on breaking the symbol of peace by shaming UA, and now the world has picked up on it, and now they are slamming UA for their recklessness and all of that. And I just really do appreciate how that was putting, like, especially I do want to know what Bakugo's family is going to be feeling like in terms, like, would they be willing to sue and all of that? Who knows? But it is an aspect I really want to focus on in this show, because it's basically like if you lost a kid during taking them out to a harmless field trip, and like it's if you've lost them, like how will a parent a parent will obviously be pissed at a school in real life if that is to happen. So in a dangerous world where Tamura and coexist, and especially with how feisty that the Bakugo family seems to be, I do want to know what their reaction is going to be like. It's obviously not going to be sunshine and rainbows, but I absolutely want, like, I feel like with the public reception of UA getting damned coming to the spotlight in this episode, I feel like it would be appropriate to add to keep adding the damage on, and like if the villains feel like if the villains have this feeling of success and victory, I feel like that should be amplified until Bakugo is saved, or until everyone gets sorted out, as All Might is determined to do, considering he said, I am here to deal with you lot, and all of that. So yeah. But I also like the prospect that we could have a traitor in our midst, in terms of, because it is very, very peculiar about how the villains did know of their exact location and all of that. Like, there was no way that Tamura and Co had a bit of a hunch. I thought with the way. Well, I was kind of right, because there was a bit of a spy, but I thought this would be based from the League of Villains. I mean, well, it's not technically right, but we saw how Tamura picked up a bit of intel, I think it was back in episode 1, wasn't it? About where they would be going. But I thought that stemmed from the League of Villains. Like, they had a really, really good spy and all of that. Like, I don't know, Giran or something like that. But now that we've got the prospect of a leak inside UA, this could be really, really interesting, and I'm really excited to see who it could be. I don't know if there's any strong motives in terms of, like, I'm gonna have to try and think soon about strong motivation, like, from the characters that we know already, like if there's any characterization that would put them in the danger zone in terms of being suspects of being leaked. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing like if we will be dealing with that storyline throughout the season, because it's gonna make me think, and I'm intrigued on a good mystery and all of that. So yeah, but yeah, this was really emotional stuff. I loved the nice switcheroo we got with Mr. Compress. So I did say in the beginning for the Patreon peeps as well, considering my full reaction, that there's a funny story that comes across with Mr. Compress that I had a few days ago. Just let me find it, because it was only a few days ago. There we go. So there was this thing in honor of My Hero Academia. What is your hero name going to be? And it's got that first initial, last initial. So with L and C being my first initial and last initial, I had floating magic, and I said, so basically Mr. Compress, in a sense, because yeah, he's a magician and he can float and all of that. So yeah, but nothing about compression and all of that, which like I said, the switcheroo gag that he pulled was really good stuff. So it's heartbreaking, but at least we got Tokoyami out. But I was glad with I guess a theory about, because there was no confirmation. They like the staff had a feeling about why they took Bakugo and why they eyed for Tokoyami. And it's all down and it's all down to aggression, especially with Dark Shadow and how unstable he can be and how violent Dark Shadow can become. And Bakugo, we know how violent Bakugo is. So it's nothing to do with the powerfulness of their quirks and all of that, because it would leave me wondering, well, Todoroki is pretty powerful as well, but the aggression side of things does make a lot more sense, doesn't it? So yeah, but very emotional episode. I'm really excited to see how things do go down though for this story, because it's took a really strong gut punch in my opinion in terms of how emotional this episode was. But a really fantastic episode of My Hero Academia, especially with how they bridged up the conclusion of the Vanguard's invasion at the camp and how they dealt with the aftermath in not only the same episode, but the toning couldn't have been any better in my opinion. I thought the emotions and how everyone, and not just that though, but the casualties as well, added insult to injury. Not just the fact that Bakugo was taken, not just the fact that the students as well as the pros felt this level of defeat, but we got a list of, we basically had Deku telling about the casualties, so it was really depressing to deal with the aftermath, because not only did Deku's cry for Bakugo hurt so much, but now we see how much damage the Vanguard has done, and it's an absolute low blow. So I really enjoyed this, how emotional this episode was and how the stakes have been risen high. And yeah, I'm now more worried about season 3, because this is like their first defeat, and this was brutal. This was absolutely emotionally brutal, and I'm really scared to see what the rest of this season has on offer. But yeah, this was My Hero Academia, episode number 7 of season 3. Damn. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!